Shalom.
Shalom.
This is episode 16 in the series of the Gospel according to St. Matthew straight through. I'm the messenger, Big Judah, or Big Yalda, and sitting next to me is my reader,
Brother Yerushalayim.
Shalom.
Shalom.
We're going to go ahead and get into our lesson today, and I'm going to start with Brother Yerushalayim's opening. Give me Isaiah 28:10.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 10. For precept must be upon precept. Precept upon precept. Line upon line. Line upon line. Here a little and there a little.
Here a little and there a little. So you must study. You can't just get a verse and then just fly off and go off the deep end. You can't do that.
Right.
You have to be able to show a precept. And it has to come from what Mashiach says is the law or the prophet. The very thing he said he came not to destroy or do away with. It has to come from there. You cannot precept without the law.
Right.
You can't do that.
True.
And with that being said, give me Proverbs 28 and 9. For those people who like to say, well, that was in the Old Testament and this, this and that. These are few opening scriptures.
Proverbs chapter 28 verse 9.
Read.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination.
So if you're saying the law is done away with, your prayer is abominable to the Most High.
Exactly.
That's what the book says.
Exactly.
I have one more. Go to let's go to Job. The 8th chapter and the 8th verse.
Job chapter 8 verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
Of the former age. Inquire, look into the former age. So there goes your Old Testament is done away with right there. The Bible tells you to inquire of the former age.
And prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
The former age's fathers, the forefathers. Search your forefathers. And it's funny about our people, the Hebrews. We'll go to college and we'll study everything about their fathers. But when it comes to us and learning about our fathers, we quick to dismiss it and say, oh, that's what difference does it matter?
Right.
We're here now. But go and get a PhD, a doctorate in their studies.
Yes.
Destroy it. One more. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. And we're going to go into our lesson. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9.
Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. The thing that hath been is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun.
So there's no new thing. So there goes your New Testament. There's no, if the Bible says there's no new thing, there is no New Testament, because the thing that is that will be, and the thing that is now is that which was. So therefore, get an understanding.
Right.
That's the best thing you can do. Get an understanding. Stop trying to be holy. Understand the Most High, then you're holy.
Right.
Hallelujah.
Right.
Let's go. Let's get on to our verse, our study today.
Matthew chapter 16 and verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven.
Came tempting. Give me. I'm going to give you a precept for that. The Pharisees. Get me 1 Corinthians 1, chapter 1, verses 22 through 25. Let me get that with you, because I have to show the people, the listeners, the people who are watching our videos. We have to understand how to read this book, how to comprehend this message upon the precepts. So I'm going to pull a precept from 1 Corinthians 1 and 22. You can go ahead and start.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 22. For the Jews require a sign.
The who?
The Jews require a sign. And the Greeks seek after wisdom. Verse 23. But we preach Christ crucified.
We who is we?
unto the Jews
Unto the Jews, unto our people.
a stumbling block,
Uh-oh.
and unto the Greeks foolishness.
Unto the Greeks foolishness, because we don't believe that way. We don't believe that way. So now that we preach Mashiach unto the Jews, that's a stumbling block, because a lot of even right now today, a lot of Judah, and we're not talking about Jewish.
Right.
We're not talking about Jewish. Let's get that straight right now. Not Jewish. No. Jews is synonymous with Judah. Jews, Judah. I say in our tongue it's Yahweh. That's how we say it in our tongue. But we always require a sign. That's why these jackleg, bootleg preachers can go and build up and put people in wheelchairs or bring somebody in with a hand and then, and then heal the hand, stretch for the hand. Oh, that's a sign. Ooh, whoa.
All right.
This is a sign.
Oh, man.
This is why we have to be careful about signs. Give me 2 Thessalonians. This is why we have to be careful about signs. Because that's the racket. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 10.
2 Thessalonians 2.
No. Give me 9.
2 verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power,
With some power.
all power, and signs, and lying wonders.
Lying wonders. Give me 10.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
They have not received the love of the truth, that they might be saved. There go your sign right there. Be careful of signs. Let's see what now. Let's go back to what do you stop at in Corinthians?
Let me grab it again.
Give me that Corinthians again.
1 Corinthians
22.
1 verse 22. For the Jews require a sign,
There go your sign.
and the Greeks seek after wisdom.
Philosophy.
But we preach Christ crucified,
We preach Mashiach crucified.
unto the Jews a stumbling block,
Unto the some of the Jews a stumbling block, because 1 John says, not 1 John, Salakia. St. John says, chapter 1, it says that he came to his own, and his own. Give me that.
You were trying to find that the show that the Jews believed?
No. That's in Acts. But I want to go to
Okay.
John chapter 1.
Verse
And
11.
give
Verse
me
11.
There you go.
He came unto his own, and his own received him not.
Stumbling block. But here's the but.
As many as received
His
him,
own that received him,
to them he gave power to become the sons of God.
to them. So some did receive.
Right.
Let's go back to Corinthians. Give me 24.
1 Corinthians 1 verse 24. But unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ the power of God and the wisdom of God. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men.
There we go. Right there. In his foolishness, he's stronger. In his weakness, he's stronger. So therefore, let's go back to Matthew. Therefore, why are you seeking a sign? For what reason are you seeking a sign? Why were they seeking a sign? Our people, they have to see before they believe. There's a verse in here that says, "Blessed is he that believes without seeing." Blessed is he that believes without seeing, because that's true faith. For if you can see what you hope for, there's no hope at all, because you can see it. You go to school, you go to college, you haven't seen your diploma, but in hope and in faith that if you go and do what's required, you will receive that diploma. Your faith is that if I get up every morning, go to these classes, get good grades, that I will see the results of my faith. Now here they are seeking a sign. Go to Matthew 12 and 38 for me.
Matthew 12, verse 38. Then certain of the scribes and of the Pharisees answered, saying, Master, would we see a sign from thee?
There goes the sign again. I'm going somewhere with this. Give me Mark 8 and 11.
Mark 8, verse 11. And the Pharisees came forth and began to question with him, seeking of him a sign from heaven, tempting him.
Tempting. Uh-oh. So when they ask for a sign, it's tempting. It's a temptation type thing. Let's go with Matthew 4. Let's see who tempts. Let's see who this is, the work of the tempter.
Matthew 4,
Verses 1 through 4.
verse 1. Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness
Then Mashiach was led,
to be tempted of the devil.
tempted of the devil. So temptations are a work of Ha-Satan.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread.
There's a sign. He was trying to get him to show a sign. And the same, the tempter that worked with him in the spiritual realm now switched over to the natural realm through the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Give me 4.
But he answered and said, It is written.
There's the law. There's the law. Written with the finger of Yah. Matter of fact, give me Exodus 31. Let's prove all things. Here goes a precept. 31 and Exodus 31 and 18.
Exodus 31, verse 18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of God.
As it is written. As it is written. Mashiach answered, give me 4.
Matthew 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
So by all the commandments, because if you go to Exodus 20, it's going to tell you that the Most High started talking. The Most High spoke the first 10. We asked him to stop. Don't speak with us anymore lest we die. Tell Moses we'll hear Moses. That's why these people wrote in this book, the law of Moses. Moses had no law. Moses didn't even first want to go. He made all kind of excuses, and then he ended up getting his brother to have to go with him, Aaron. So, yeah, that's what happens when you do stuff like that. But let me see. Let's move on.
Matthew 16
And 2.
and verse 2. He answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say, It will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering.
Now look at what happens when Mashiach deals with this spirit. Now he's dealing with the natural man. This is how we have to work. You have to deal with the natural man, but you have to know the spirit. Because the Bible says that the Pharisees, in verse 1, the Pharisees and the Sadducees came tempting. There's only one tempter.
Right.
There's only one accuser. So if these people came tempting, then they're doing the bidding of Ha-Satan, our adversary.
O ye hypocrites.
Oh, ye hypocrites. See, there you go. They're being hypocritical to the knowledge that they already have. Because now he says, when it is evening, you say it is fair weather. So you have knowledge. You don't need a sign. You already have the knowledge. The Pharisees and Sadducees knew the law. So why come tempting me? Because you want to accuse me. Therefore, your accusations make you Ha-Satan. The accuser of the brethren.
O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times?
Now he's going to rebuke the devourer.
A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign.
Now he knows that the Spirit knows that he knows who I am. I came to him on the mount and I tried to get him to turn stones to bread. Now I come through these people. Now he knows who I am.
And there shall no sign be given unto it.
No sign given. No, you don't need a sign because you don't seek a sign in truth. You're trying to accuse me.
But the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed.
And remember that name Jonas. Jonah. There's no Jonas. Jonah. We know who Jonah is. We know the story of the belly and the whale. And we know who went to Nineveh. And we know who that is.
And when his disciples were come to the other side, they had forgotten to take bread.
So now it switches completely off of the Pharisees and the Sadducees and their foolishness. You cannot dwell. Listen, people. You cannot dwell among foolishness. Answer that. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. Answer that demon. Rebuke it and move on. Don't keep company with those demons because they're going to upset you and you're going to act out of character. Then it's going to be happy.
Verse 6. Then Jesus said unto them.
Mashiach said unto them.
Take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
Now, verse 4. Give me from verse 4. I want to go on that again because this leaven is gonna feed off of verse 4.
Verse 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall be no sign given unto it, but the sign of Jonah, the prophet Jonah.
Okay. Now give me Proverbs 30, chapter 30, verse 12.
Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 12. There is a generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet it is not washed from their filthiness.
There goes your churches right there. That sign, that seeking after a sign. That's how these jackknife preachers, bootleg preachers can come and get you. They come with people. They bait the audience. They give signs, false signs. We just read it in 2 Thessalonians. False signs and false wonders. And then they say, and they give you these clever words, and they're righteous in their own, like the script says. There's a generation that is pure in their own eyes, not in the eyes of the Most High, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. An evil and adulterous, a wicked and adulterous generation, that is. The Sadducees and Pharisees were righteous in their own eyes. We're going to get to that, though. Give me verse 6 again.
Verse 6. Then Jesus said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
Leaven represents sin. Leaven represents sin. And I'll tell you why. Down further, it's going to say doctrine. But I'm going to prove to you that leaven represents sin. Let's go to Exodus chapter 12, verse 15. And symbolically, leaven represents sin. Exodus chapter 12.
Exodus 12 and verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Unleavened bread, 7 days. 7 is the number of completion.
Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day unto the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
That soul shall be cut off from Israel. And the Most High does not change. We cannot keep the feast over here, but we can keep a memorial. And the memorial tells you what leaven is. The leaven is sin. Keep sin out of your house. That's why he said to take the leaven from your house. It's symbolic of this house that now is the temple. Take it out of this house. Don't sin. Sin not. Don't lie. Don't commit abominations. Don't be a whoremonger. Don't be afraid. Don't be unbelieving. Revelations 20:8 says, but the fearful and the unbelieving, and all the rest of those, all liars shall have their part in the lake that burns with fire and brimstone. So that leaven can turn, a doctrine can turn into leaven. Let's read.
Verse 7. Matthew 16 and verse 7. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, it is because we have taken no bread.
He's not coming to talk about this body, this bodily stuff. He's talking about the eternal kingdom. That's why he kept saying, my house, I go to prepare a place for you, that where I am, ye may be also. Not this kingdom that's going to fade with rust and moth and carnality. Not this kingdom. He's always talking about of those things that please his Father. Always. He's always pointing Yahshua Allah back to the Most High.
Verse 8, which when Jesus perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith.
O ye of little faith.
Why reason ye among yourselves? Because ye have brought no bread. Do ye not understand, neither remember the...
Now, that got me. Salakia. Do you not understand? The first question. What does understanding have to do with remembering? What does it have to do? These are questions. What does understanding have to do with remembering? Well, the Most High told you in Exodus 20 and 8, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. If you can remember, you'll understand. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. If you can remember, you will understand. That's why we have memorials here. We cannot keep the feast here. We have memorials of the feast to remember, so that we can understand, and that when we go back to our own land, we will understand why the whole time. How are we going to teach to our children anything to give them an understanding if we don't remember anything? We're just going to tell them somebody named JC died on the cross, and they're going to just take that and run with it and don't know nothing about it. Well, that's what happened to us. We just, that's what everybody's saying, so I guess we'll follow that.
Right.
Age-old question, if everybody went and jumped off the cliff with you too, I guess so. Because that's what we did.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead on.
Do ye not yet understand?
Yet understand.
Neither remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000, and how many baskets ye took up? How is it that ye do not understand that I speak it not to you concerning bread? That ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
Now, there are so many signs right there. There are signs right there, and they saw the signs.
Right.
They collected the bread. They collected the scraps that made more bread in baskets than they had before. So he's saying, do you not understand who I am? Do you not understand that I am he that was sent by the Father to show you all? I am he that showed these signs. 5 loaves, 2 fish, fed 5,000 people. That's a sign. If that ain't a sign, I don't know what is.
Verse 12. Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
I told you it was going to be doctrine. Let's see what one of their doctrines are. Let's go to Mark 7. Turn right to it. Mark 7. And let's see what doctrine the Pharisees had, which is sin because of verses 7 and 8. Read me verses 7 and 8.
Mark 7 verse 8. For laying aside the commandments of God, ye hold...
No, go to 7. Salaki. 7.
Mark 7 verse 7. Howbeit in the commandments of men. For laying aside the commandments of God, ye hold the traditions of men.
Right there. For laying aside, that's the leaven right there. Anything you put before the Most High, you're guilty of idolatry.
Mm-hmm.
There's the leaven. That's why I told you leaven can be a doctrine also.
Right.
That doctrine leads you to sin. That's why you have to be careful of the doctrine of these preachers and these churches and whoever else, even us.
Right.
Look it up.
Right.
Check it out. Don't believe us. Believe the Most High. Read the book.
Right.
Search the book. Search the scriptures.
Right.
Let's go back to verse 13 in Matthew 16.
Matthew 16, verse 13. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?"
So now, if this is what I don't understand about a lot of people, because we got some comments on Brother Erasmus' video about the virgin birth and all that, the Immaculate Conception. Mashiach himself calls himself the Son of Man. And anybody who knows Hebrew knows that when you say Adam, that's man. Adam, mankind, Ha-Adam, the man. So Mashiach says, read that again.
Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?
The Son of Man. He didn't say the Son of Yah. He said Son of Man.
14. And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremias, or one of the prophets.
So that means that we work in the spirit and the power and the might of our forefathers. They understood that back then. We don't understand it. We think we have to build this reputation, this repertoire, and all this kind of stuff. But the Bible says that even John the Baptist, who we call John the Baptist, worked in the spirit and the power of Elijah. That's in Luke, St. Luke. But now, and some say thou art John the Baptist, the same one that, so they're saying he's Elijah. Some say Elias, and others say Jeremiah, and one of the other prophets. So if these prophets are dead, how could these people be saying that Mashiach is him? Because we just read Job, we just read in Job 8 and 8, inquire of the fathers. That's why he tells us to inquire of the fathers, because we work in the spirit and the power of our forefathers, and they call it DNA. DNA. Our father's DNA is in us. Look it up. They cannot destroy our DNA. They've tried to mix it. And our genes, our Y chromosome, I think that's what it's called, Y chromosome, or the Y gene, they cannot corrupt it. So they finally had to go and just say, well, everybody just came from this. And that started in Africa. Yeah. Call it what you want. But that's why we have our fathers in us. That's why Mashiach said, if you've seen me, you've seen my father. Same way. If you've seen my son, you've seen me. Because he came from me.
He said unto them, but whom say ye that I am?
Who do you say that I am?
And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah.
Right there. Simon. Simon is a translation. His name would be Simeon, because that's what tribe he came from, Simeon, according to my studies. Now, Simeon Bar-Jonah. Bar means son, Jonah, son of Jonah. So isn't it funny that over here it says in 4, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, but no sign shall be given it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah. And over here, Simon is called Bar-Jonah. It's coincidence, huh? No coincidence. Prophecy. Prophecy. These men are lining up with prophecy. Bar-Jonah,
For flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven.
Now, Simeon means heard. So he heard that from the Father. The son of Jonah heard, whose name is Simeon, heard, which means heard, spoke this to Mashiach. So now we're going to go to 18. For flesh and blood have not revealed it. But my Father which is in heaven. He heard from the Father.
And I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Now you got to look at that. Look at this. Look at the way this is written. He called him Simon Bar-Jonah in the 17th, but over in the 18th he said Peter. So that means Peter was not his name. That means Peter in Hebrew means rock. So it's just like saying Emmanuel in Yahweh. And you shall call his name Yahweh, for he shall save his people from their sins. And you go a couple of verses down, it says, and he shall be called Emmanuel, which is interpreted Yah with us. That's another thing that person said. But Emmanuel was a prophecy state given, because it happened back in Isaiah 7 and 14, which you brought up, which the young man brought up. Now that means these names, that's why it's very important to understand that Hebrew names mean something. They're not just names as we call names. Oh, this name sounds good, I'm just going to call it. No, these people dwelt of prophecy. These people named their children of certain things that happened. So now Mashiach, it's called Simon Peter. He said Simon Peter, but it says Simon Bar-Jonah. So why is it Simon Peter in the 16th and Simon Bar-Jonah in the 17th, and then thou art Peter in the 18th? That lets you know that Simon Peter was not his name. His name was Simeon. Simon would be Aramaic, more of an Aramaic dialect. But Simeon, we all know who Simeon is. We all know who that is. The tribe of Simeon. Peter, rock. The rock that heard. That's what I'm seeing when I see Simon Peter. We go down to 18. Give me 18.
And I say unto thee that thou art Peter.
Thou art a rock.
And upon this rock I will build my church.
So the church build it on a foundation would be a big rock, right? You build your house on brick. I mean, a good foundation. So upon this foundation, because you heard and it was revealed to you, I will reveal the kingdom of heaven. I will build the church upon this understanding.
And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Because, and like I said, like I told you up here, in verse 9, do ye not yet understand? So if the gates of hell shall not prevail against it because of the understanding. When you and all you're getting, get an understanding. Your understanding is the foundation. And you should get your understanding precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. That's how you should get your understanding. Reverend Petey Popoff or Beady Dee Do or any of them should not be your foundation. They should not.
And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven.
Because you have heard and it has been revealed unto you. Now the foundation, I can trust you with the keys.
And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatsoever that shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ.
They don't tell no man that I am who I am. And they wouldn't have said that Christ. But Christ is an interpretation of Mashiach. And it slipped my mind. I can't for the life of me remember where it is. I just got it last night. But anyways, go ahead on to read down to the 23rd. When you get to the 23rd, just stop.
Verse 21. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes.
He prophesied.
and be killed and raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord. This shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan.
Oh boy.
Thou art an offense unto me.
Here we go.
For thou sufferest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men.
Right here, 23rd. Give me Romans 8 and 9. Get thee hence, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me. The adversary uses whoever he can, who will let. Now, this is the same person that just said, Thou art Mashiach. Knowing that Mashiach just told them, I have to die. I've told you all these other things. Why won't you believe me? You still yet don't understand? But you've heard your name. You've heard. You've seen. But now here I am again. And you coming with that foolishness. Give me Romans 8 and 9.
Romans 8, verse 9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit. If so be that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of Christ, he is none of his.
So we can't dwell with the fleshly mind when it comes to the Most High and to His work and to this kingdom. We cannot do it. Give me now. Let's see what we have heard. Get thee behind me. Go to Matthew 4 and 10. Let's see what Matthew 4 and 10 says.
Matthew 4, verse 10. Then said Jesus unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written,
There it is again.
Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve.
There it is again. So all this whole time we're dealing with the adversary. And the Pharisees, well, first in the wilderness, then in the Pharisees and Sadducees, then in the disciples. Now we're here back again. Mashiach's rebuking him. Get thee hence.
What do you want? 25?
Yeah. Matthew verse 24.
Matthew 16, verse 24. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself.
That's what Romans 8 and 9 just told us.
And take up his cross and follow me.
Take up your cross. What is that cross? Deny yourself. I got to get a job so I can get a 6-bedroom house and a BMW.
Yeah.
That's not denying yourself.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with that if he gives it to you. But if that's your whole waking moment, that's what you wake up and go do what you do for it to do, you are of the world. Love not the world. Oh, boy. All right. I ain't going to even go there. Come on, preach.
For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
If you save it, you'll lose it.
Whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
For his sake shall find it.
For what is a man profited, if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? music career, basketball, football. Right, yep.
What is worth it? What is worth it of you going to playing games on the Shabbat?
Mm-hmm.
Not keeping his holy commandments, not teaching your children. What's worth it? What's worth it? Name me one time you have seen any popular person or poor person with a U-Haul behind a hearse taking stuff with them. One time. Name me one time.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people buried in their cars. That car's gonna rot and turn into, and it's gonna rust and turn into nothing, just with that body. But your soul, is eternal.
For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father.
In the glory of who?
Of his Father.
Of his Father, not of his own glory.
Right.
So all those people who are trying to go and get all this stuff is for their own glory. So people can, oh, he is so blessed. She is so blessed. They got a Mercedes-Benz. No, they just worldly. They love the world. And if the Most High chose to give it to him, then so be it. I can't judge that person, but I can judge a righteous judgment. If they're not keeping the Shabbat, they're going to pay for that Mercedes on the Shabbat at work. Then I can righteously judge and say, you're not of the Most High. Because the Bible says, my sheep know my voice. And if you knew the voice of the Most High, you wouldn't have a Mercedes and working for that Mercedes or whatever you're doing, playing sports or whatever. I'm just using these as little examples. Or whatever you're doing, you won't be violating the Most High's laws in whatever you're doing. Well, if you don't work on the Shabbat, then we got to take the Mercedes. Here go the key. Bye.
Yep.
Then you're righteous. If you try to save it, that's your life. Whatever you save, that's your life. Whatever you let go, that you let it for the Most High's purpose, you're righteous.
For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels. And then he shall reward every man according to his works.
Give me Revelation. Give me Revelation. I want to go 22. And this is for you who don't want to let go. Give me 10 through 15.
Revelations 22, verse 10. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be.
That we just read that in 27. And then he shall reward every man according to his works.
I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last.
Watch this.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
They are done away with, though.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
He died on the cross and we don't have to do that no more.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Well, what right do they have that do his commandments?
That they may have right to the tree of life. That they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city.
What city? Give me 21 and 1.
Revelations 21 verse 1.
2.
Verse 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from heaven out of God. Coming down from God out of heaven.
So wait, but that mean we die, we don't go to heaven?
Right.
Oh, wow. Because I heard at the funerals that, they're up in heaven looking down on us. A lie. Coming down. The Alpha, to pay every man according, and entering through the gates into the city. We just showed you the city. For without, let's just go back. Let's go back to Matthew. I'm not going to go there. So, if you work iniquity and have not repented and start keeping his laws and statutes and his commandments and his commandments. Laws and statutes are his commandments because he commanded them. So to say the law is done away with, you're saying the commandments are done away with, ignorantly. What law was spoken of done away with, you don't know. And it's still not done away with, it's just being done in a different place, in the heavenlies now. So, that's on you. Study to show yourself approved. A workman need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Matthew 16, verse 28. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom.
Some of them was not going to die until, there was an older man. He said, now I can die because I've seen the covenant, the promise come true when Mashiach was born. So with that being said, I could let's get one precept to that. Revelations 19 and 11.
Revelations 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness doth he judge and make war.
Hallelujah. So, with that being said, we have one more chapter. I would say Shalom and Barak Hashem, Yahweh. Blessed be the Most High. Hallelujah.